guys, today I'm making a super simple dinner and I just wanted to share with you guys this recipe because I love it and it's so good. So you're only actually going to need 4 things and these can all be found at Trader Joe's. So the first thing you'll need is their Greek style feta dressing. I really like this, it's really good. I'm sure you could substitute any dressing with this, but the way the feta dressing and one of the other ingredients go together is really good. You'll need some fire roasted red peppers, also from Trader Joe's. This is what goes particularly well with the feta dressing. When I first tried this recipe, I was a little bit iffy about the red peppers, but they're really good. They're almost like, they've got a smoky and a sweet flavor to them. You'll need some salad. Any kind of salad will do. I just happen to really like the romaine lettuce, so I always grab this. So you'll need this. You'll also need, we have this a lot, so I'm almost out of this Trader Joe's Harvest Grain Blend. It's like a 7-grain medley kind of thing, and it cooks kind of like rice. You just put it in hot boiling water, throw some butter or oil in it, and it cooks up and it's really good. And then optional, this was my own add to it just to get some more protein, is some shrimp. I prefer to get the kind that's already cooked, especially now when everything needs to be cooked really well done, so I know that it is for sure done. I will still put it in a pan to just get it warmed up because no one wants to eat cold shrimp, or at least I don't. So those are your 4 ingredients. You could do it with just the first 3. The shrimp is optional, or you could substitute it with steak, or you could substitute it with chicken, tofu. Any kind of protein you want would also go really well with this salad because it's a very, not bland, but very, it's just the flavors mix really well with other kinds of meat. So that's the ingredients. All right, so we've got cooking now the shrimp, obviously in one pan, and that grain medley in another. The shrimp I'm just kind of gonna warm up. There's some olive oil in there with it. And then in the pot, it's just water. I think I might have put a little too much water, or there was the water to grain medley ratio was a little bit off. I kind of just guesstimated with my eyes on how much grain there were. So there might be a little less grains than there should be. And then I also did chop up the red pepper. I don't use a whole ton of it because it's just, you want just enough flavor just to give it like that hint of it. So I cut this up, it's cooking. Another piece of just some advice that my husband and I realized, so when I bought this at the store, today, for whatever reason, I only had 2 options. I don't know if they were still sold out from Thanksgiving, but I don't know who cooks shrimp on Thanksgiving. But I had 2 choices. I could either get the shrimp with no shells and the tail on, which is what I got, or I could get it with the shells and the tails and everything like still included. So I opted for just the tails still on. And then what we realized today is when you're taking them off, it's much easier to take the tails off while they're still frozen. They kind of just snap off and then you throw them away. You are wasting a little bit of meat when you do that, but for me, it's worth it just for the convenience factor. Okay, so this next step is somewhat optional. It just depends on whether you want to assemble the salad with each layer individually, or if you just want them all mixed in. I kind of do a little bit of both. So my grains are done cooking, so hopefully I can grab this. I'm just gonna dump them all in this bowl here. Whoops. And then I'm going to take the feta dressing, and this does not have to be an exact measurement. The serving size is 2 tablespoons, so if you care about that. But I just kind of eyeball it. And this dressing is really good, so if you go overboard, you're not going to notice. Plus, it's also going to go on top of salad. So it's okay if you add a little too much dressing here. This actually looks like a good amount. Mix that in. And then the very last step is to add the red peppers. And then we'll just put this on top of the lettuce, and then put the shrimp on top of everything else. So you'll have lettuce, the grain medley, and then shrimp on top of that. Okay, so the final step is just to put it all together. So I just normally just do a handful of romaine. My hands are clean, I promise. Put that on the plate. This isn't like anything super fancy, but I'm telling you guys, this is so good. And then as I said, I'll just put some of this on there. Take about that much, leave some for my husband, even though I could honestly eat all of this by myself, by itself. And then I don't have an extra spoon, so I'll just scoop, I guess it doesn't matter, I'll just scoop a few of these on top. My husband likes the shrimp more than I do. And there you have it. Again, you can add more dressing to it if you like. I am going to add a little bit more just because it'll be kind of dry without it, because there's all that lettuce. But there you go. Enjoy.